Dawn in a rented bedroom. Before the specimen's feet have found the floor, its thumb has found the casino. The casino is new. It arrived quietly a few years ago and moved into the consumer's trouser pocket. It has been humming there ever since, waiting to be useful. It is the size of a phone. It is open all night. It knows his first name, his team, and the exact hour he cannot sleep. The species, as returning viewers know, Homo Spendens, the consuming human. Today, the young male and his telephone. Last year, Americans pushed nearly $170 billion through these little pocket casinos. This film is about where that money goes. The specimen believes he knows. He is about to be wrong. For most of living memory, an American who wished to bet on sport had to travel to the desert, to Nevada. It was the only place that would take the bet. The desert casino was far away, expensive to reach, and closed when the consumer went home. Nature's own safety fence. Then, in the spring of 2018, the highest court in the land considered the matter carefully and took the fence down. Each state could now decide for itself. 38 of them, so far, have decided the same thing. Yes, the casinos did not build buildings. Buildings are slow. They built apps, which fit in pockets and never close. Within a few years, 1 in 5 American adults was placing bets. Most had never entered a casino in their lives. They did not need to. For the first time in history, the casino had entered them. Well, their trousers. Observe the specimen at a bus stop. His posture is calm, his thumb unhurried. To the untrained eye, he is simply checking the weather. He is not checking the weather. He has $40 riding on a tennis match in Romania that began an hour ago. He does not follow Romanian tennis. Nobody follows Romanian tennis. But the app suggested it, and it was there. Which raises our first question. When the consumer bets, who exactly is he betting against? The consumer believes he is betting against other consumers. Cleverer ones, perhaps. He is not. He is betting against the bookmaker. And the bookmaker, observe carefully, is the one animal here that never gambles. The arrangement is simple, and it never changes. To win $10, the consumer must first put down 11 of his own. That extra dollar is not a bet. It is rent, charged for the privilege of gambling at all. Win or lose, the rent is collected all the same. The consumer has paid it 1,000 times and never once noticed. Across the whole of last year, for every $100 the herd pushed into the little apps, the apps quietly kept nearly 10. $10 in every 100 from millions of specimens adds up to $17 billion a year. The specimen is aware dimly that the house has an edge. He believes he is the exception. Every single member of the herd believes it is the rare exception. This belief, produced in bulk, is the herd's primary export. Still, $10 in 100 is merely a slow leak, and a patient predator wants more than a leak. So the app does not really want the consumer's ordinary bets. It wants him to try something prettier. Open the app, and the very first thing it offers is not a simple bet. It is something grander, called a parlay. A parlay is several bets stitched into one. Every single stitch must win, or the whole coat is lost. In exchange, the app promises a magnificent number. Put in $10, win $1,200. The specimen's eyes widen, but a chain of unlikely things is, itself, deeply unlikely. 5 likely bets, stitched together, become one unlikely coat. The specimen cannot feel this. Evolution prepared him for snakes and cliff edges, not for multiplication. The numbers deserve to be said slowly. On simple bets, the house keeps around $5 of every 100. On parlays, it keeps 20, sometimes 30. In New Jersey one month, $24 of every 100 wagered. This is why the parlay sits on the front page, dressed beautifully, while the simple bet waits in the basement. The app even suggests ready-made parlays, the way a fishmonger suggests the fish he could not sell yesterday. The specimen taps 1, 6 picks. His team, his hero, a hunch, and 3 things he Googled in a queue. It loses on the 5th pick of 6 at 11:40 at night. The specimen is strangely calm about this. He has already begun rebuilding it for tomorrow with improvements. The app watched him do this and quietly made a note. To keep new specimens arriving, the Pocket Casino performs an ancient trick. It offers free food. Bet $5, says the sign, and receive $200 in bonus bets. The herd forms a queue. In the wild, free food is how nearly every trap works. The consumer knows this about mice, only about mice. A bonus bet is not money. It cannot be withdrawn, it expires, and even when it wins, the stake vanishes. It is casino money, spendable only at the casino, usually in a hurry. The mouse must eat the cheese on sight. For years, the apps called these offers risk-free. Regulators eventually suggested, gently, that this was not strictly true. So risk-free became no sweat, which became bonus. The trap was renamed. The cheese was not changed. The free food serves one purpose. It teaches the specimen the walk to the watering hole. Once the walk becomes a habit, the free food quietly stops. Real food, the specimen's own, continues. The industry spends billions on this welcome and considers it excellent value. It knows what a consumer is worth, because once the casino lives in the pocket, it can do something no desert casino ever could. It can tap. Observe the specimen at dinner, phone face down on the table, a gesture of civilization. The phone buzzes anyway. Your team plays in 1 hour, says the little notification. Here is a special boost on tonight's game, just for you. The desert casino had to wait for the consumer to arrive. The pocket casino simply reaches out and taps. The taps work, up to half the specimens who receive 1 tap back. Ordinary advertising dreams of numbers like these, and the modern bet no longer waits for kickoff. At the biggest bookmakers, most of the action now happens mid-game. The game itself becomes a slot machine that lasts 3 hours, and a fresh lever to pull appears every few seconds. The newest product is the micro-bet, a wager on the very next pitch, the next kick, the next serve. The specimen is now gambling in real time on whether one distant man will throw a ball slightly to the left. Each result arrives in seconds. Win or lose, the feeling passes instantly, and another lever is already waiting. Scientists who study slot machines say this speed of reward is the most habit-forming design there is. The sport itself becomes wallpaper. The specimen at the stadium, watching his phone, has forgotten the stadium. All of this attention, every tap and hesitation, the app quietly records. And it has noticed something interesting about who loses. Here we witness the pocket casino's strangest behavior. It studies the herd and sorts it into 2 piles. In the first pile sit the rare specimens who consistently win. The casino's response to these is swift. Their bets are quietly capped, sometimes to $1. The winners, having done nothing wrong, are shown the door. A curious predator, this one. It hunts the weak and runs at surprising speed from the strong. In the second pile sit the specimens who lose, heavily and often. These receive a phone call. The caller is warm and unhurried. He's called a VIP host, and he would very much like to be the specimen's friend. The friend sends gifts, tickets, bonuses, birthday wishes. Everything, in fact, except the suggestion to stop. The numbers explain the friendship. 2 or 3 specimens in every 100 provide most of the casino's food. Remember the note the app made when our specimen rebuilt his parlay at midnight? This is what notes are for. In one court case, a man formally banned himself from gambling, the industry's own safety rope. His VIP host, the lawsuit says, took note of the ban and kept sending him offers anyway. In the wild, predators take the weakest and slowest of the herd. It was never personal there either. It was simply lunch. So what does all this patient feeding actually cost the herd? The receipts, it turns out, have finally been counted. Economists have followed the money through 4 million credit files. The findings read like a field autopsy. In states that opened the pocket casinos, household savings fell. Credit scores drifted down. Bankruptcies rose by a quarter. That last number is not abstract. It means roughly 30,000 extra families a year gone under. The strangest finding is the cleanest. For every dollar a household bets, about $2 leave its investments. The bet does not merely cost the price of the bet. It quietly eats the money that was slowly becoming a future. Among the heaviest bettors of all, the money set aside for the future, savings, investments, fell by more than half. The burden lands hardest on the specimens with the least. Young males in the leanest habitats. On the helplines, the callers grow younger every year. The average age has fallen from 43 to 38. In one state, North Carolina, calls to the gambling helpline more than tripled within 4 years of the app's arrival. Meanwhile, more than a third of males aged 11 to 17 report having gambled this year. The apps, for their part, print a helpline number at the bottom of every advertisement. It appears in small grey letters beneath the enormous golden ones offering $200 of free food. The species has, in truth, seen this exact movie before. It knows how it ends. It simply keeps buying tickets. Be fair to the specimen, the app was built by some of the cleverest humans alive. It is engineered to feel like sport, like skill, like belonging. These are honest hungers, and every good trap is simply a meal shaped like something the animal already wanted. The specimens that thrive are not the cleverer ones. They are the ones that never taught their thumb the walk. Homo Spendens, it bet 11 to win 10 at 3 in the morning on Romanian tennis. It will be fine, probably. Next time, a 3-digit number follows the consumer from its first apartment to its grave, quietly deciding what it deserves.